PSG planning a record-breaking €250 million move for Lamine Yamal, de Ligt and Ten Hag are back together. Guardiola wants Kimmich at City, and Chelsea ready to spend big on a striker. All this and much more in today's issue, and you do not forget to put a like, click on the bell and subscribe. You done yet? Then we can get started. Chelsea have made an inquiry for Newcastle United striker Alexander Isak as they look to bolster their attacking options this summer. The Blues have held initial conversations with the Magpies and have expressed their interest in signing the Swedish international. However, any potential deal for Isak would require Chelsea to break their club record fee of £115 million, which they recently paid for midfielder Moises Caicedo. Newcastle value Isak at least double the £63 million they paid Real Sociedad to secure his services in the summer of 2022. Isak has been in impressive form for Newcastle, scoring 35 goals in his 2 seasons at St. James's Park. Despite being hampered by injuries in his first campaign, the 24-year-old established himself as one of the Premier League's most feared strikers last term, netting 25 goals. Chelsea's interest in Isak is understandable, given their need for a top-quality striker. While Nicholas Jackson showed promise last season, the Blues management believes that the young forward still needs time to develop his game and improve his finishing. Isak, on the other hand, has already proven his ability to perform at the highest level in the English league. The Swedish striker's finishing ability and link-up play would undoubtedly boost Chelsea's attacking prowess. However, Newcastle are unlikely to let their star player leave easily and will demand a significant fee for his services. In an attempt to reduce Isak's asking price, Chelsea are reportedly willing to include Nicholas Jackson as part of the deal. The Senegalese international, who scored 17 goals for the Blues last season, is highly valued by the club but could be used as a makeweight in the negotiations. Despite Chelsea's interest, Newcastle remain reluctant to part ways with Isak, who has become one of their most important players alongside Bruno Guimaraes. Manager Eddie Howe would prefer to see Isak's strike partner Callum Wilson leave the club this summer instead. Chelsea have already been active in the transfer market, securing the free transfer of Tosin Adarabioyo from Fulham and signing Omari Kellyman from Aston Villa. The Blues' pursuit of Isak demonstrates their continued commitment to heavily investing in their squad under the ownership of Todd Boehly. As talks between the two clubs continue, it remains to be seen whether Chelsea can strike a deal for Alexander Isak. Liverpool are reportedly pushing to sign Valencia goalkeeper Giorgi Mamardashvili as a potential replacement for Alisson, who has attracted interest from Saudi Arabian club Al Nassr. The Reds seem willing to pay a significant fee for the Georgian shot-stopper, despite competition from Premier League rivals Newcastle United and Chelsea. Mamardashvili, who impressed during the European Championship group stages by making more saves than any other goalkeeper, has spent the last 3 seasons at Valencia. The Spanish club recently rejected a £21 million bid from Newcastle United for the 23-year-old, indicating their desire to hold on to their prized asset. However, Liverpool have emerged as frontrunners in the race to sign Mamardashvili. According to reports from Marca, the Spanish outlet suggests that the Reds' interest in the goalkeeper is linked to the potential departure of Alisson, who has received an offer from Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia. In addition to Alisson's uncertain future, Liverpool's second-choice goalkeeper, Koeman Kelleher, has also expressed his desire to seek more first-team football. The Irish international has acknowledged the need to speak with manager Arne Slot before deciding on his future at Anfield. As Liverpool prepare for the potential departures of both Alisson and Kelleher, securing the services of Mamardashvili could be a top priority for the club this summer. The Reds seem prepared to meet Valencia's valuation of the player, which is believed to be around €40 million. In other transfer news, Liverpool have also been linked with Juventus central defender Dean Huijsen. The Spanish under-21 international, who spent the second half of last season on loan at Roma, is expected to leave the Turin-based club this summer. According to Fabrizio Romano, Juventus are ready to sell Huijsen and have set an asking price of £21 million plus add-ons. While Romano did not specifically name Liverpool in his latest report, he acknowledged that several unnamed clubs are interested in the Dutch-born defender. Previous reports from Tutto Juve claimed that the Reds had inquired about Huijsen's availability, with Borussia Dortmund and Newcastle United also showing interest. As the transfer window progresses, Liverpool's pursuit of Mamardashvili and potential interest in Huijsen will be closely monitored by fans and media alike. Manchester City are set to make a significant double swoop in the Bundesliga this summer, with Joshua Kimmich and Dani Olmo as their top targets. Pep Guardiola is determined to strengthen his midfield options, and Kimmich has emerged as the priority signing for the defensive midfield role. The German international, who previously worked under Guardiola at Bayern Munich, is keen on reuniting with his former boss at the Etihad. Despite interest from Liverpool and Arsenal, Kimmich has his heart set on a move to Manchester City. The Premier League champions are confident in their ability to secure the 29-year-old's signature, even with competition from Barcelona and Real Madrid. Bayern Munich are reportedly willing to let Kimmich leave for a fee of around £40 million as he enters the final year of his contract. This presents a fantastic opportunity for City to acquire a world-class midfielder at a reasonable price. In addition to Kimmich, Manchester City are also plotting a move for RB Leipzig's versatile attacking midfielder Dani Olmo. The Spaniard has a £60 million release clause that is valid until July 15th, and City are considering activating it to bring him to the Etihad. The potential £100 million double deal would provide Guardiola with the depth and quality he desires in midfield, with Kimmich offering support and competition for Rodri, while Olmo adds creativity and flair to the attacking third. Liverpool, who had initially prioritised Kimmich over Toon Koopmeiners, now face the prospect of missing out on the German midfielder to their Premier League rivals. Arne Slot's side may have to turn their attention elsewhere in their search for a new defensive midfielder. As the transfer window progresses, the battle for Kimmich's signature intensifies, with Manchester City leading the race. Manchester United are actively pursuing a deal for Bayern Munich centre-back Matthijs de Ligt as they look to bolster their defensive options ahead of the new season. The Red Devils have held talks with the players' representatives and are now considering a formal approach to the German giants. United boss Ligt Ten Hag is keen on reuniting with de Ligt, whom he coached during their time together at Ajax. The Dutch defender has been on United's radar for some time, but the club initially had reservations about the financial implications of the deal. However, with other targets proving difficult to acquire, such as Everton's Jared Branthwaite and Nice's Jean-Claire Todibo, United are now ready to intensify their efforts to sign de Ligt. Sources close to the situation have confirmed that discussions between United and de Ligt's camp are advancing, with the player open to the idea of joining the Premier League club. Despite United's absence from the Champions League next season, de Ligt is attracted by the prospect of working with Ten Hag once again and being a key figure in the club's rebuild. Bayern Munich are open to selling the 24-year-old for the right price, having signed him from Juventus for a fee in the region of £68 million 2 years ago. The Bundesliga champions are aware of United's interest and are waiting for a formal offer to be submitted. De Ligt, who has yet to feature for the Netherlands at Euro 2024, is still highly regarded by Ten Hag and could play a crucial role in United's quest to improve upon their worst ever Premier League finish. The Dutch international made 30 appearances for Bayern Munich in an injury-hit campaign last season, but remains one of Europe's most promising central defenders. United are unlikely to overpay for de Ligt, given their need to strengthen other areas of the squad as well. However, the club recognises the importance of bringing in a top-quality centre-back and are prepared to invest significantly in the right player. In a previous interview, de Ligt expressed his admiration for Manchester United, particularly during Cristiano Ronaldo's time at the club. "Everything is going fast," he said. "During the season, in the club, and during the various competitions, you don't really have time to think about it. However, sometimes I realize it, as recently when I had dinner with my childhood friends who I used to play with. We came to the conclusion that I always wanted to be Cristiano Ronaldo when we played football in the garden, especially during the period when he played at Manchester United." When questioned about his uncertain future at Bayern Munich, de Ligt remained coy, stating, "I've already said this is not the time for me to think about it. We're playing at the Euros now, and that's very important for me and the national team. That's why I can't say now what I think about this situation. But what I can say is that I've now played my second season at Bayern. I'm very happy. For now, I'm focused on the Euros, and then we'll see what happens." The coming weeks will be crucial in determining whether the Dutch defender will become a Red Devil or remain at Bayern Munich. Paris Saint-Germain are preparing a world record bid of €250 million for Barcelona wonderkid Lamine Yamal as they search for a long-term replacement for Kylian Mbappe. The Ligue 1 champions have identified the 16-year-old Spanish international as their top target and are ready to smash the current transfer record to secure his services. Yamal, a product of Barcelona's renowned La Masia Academy, has quickly established himself as a key player for both club and country. Despite his young age, he has already made 50 appearances for the Blaugrana, contributing 17 goals and assists. His impressive performances have also earned him a place in the Spanish national team, featuring in all 3 games at Euro 2024 so far. PSG's interest in Yamal comes as no surprise, given the imminent departure of Kylian Mbappe to Real Madrid on a free transfer. The French giants are desperate to fill the void left by Mbappe and see Yamal as the ideal candidate to lead their attack in the future. According to reports from Spain, PSG had previously submitted a €200 million offer for Yamal, which was rejected by Barcelona. However, the Parisian club are now prepared to increase their bid to an astonishing €250 million, surpassing the current world record transfer fee of €222 million, which they paid to sign Neymar from Barcelona in 2017. Barcelona president Joan Laporta has been vocal about the club's desire to keep Yamal, recently stating, "We have received offers for players like Lamine Yamal for €200 million and we have said no, because we trust the boy, because he is the future of the team." Despite Barcelona's financial difficulties, the Catalan club remains adamant that they will not sell Yamal at any price. The teenager's current contract, which runs until 2026, includes a staggering $1 billion release clause, demonstrating Barcelona's commitment to keeping their prized asset. Spain manager Luis de la Fuente has also praised Yamal's maturity and potential, saying, "He is a special case because of his age, no other reason. He's another player, but with the fact he's a kid of 16. His maturity belies his age, but he's still developing, and we're all responsible for that, not just as a player, but also a person, which is the most important thing." As PSG continue their pursuit of Lamine Yamal, it remains to be seen whether Barcelona will be tempted by the world record offer or stand firm in their resolve to keep the young prodigy at the Camp Nou.